Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I am doing a little bit of one of the yarn bowls. This is one I have to do for my friend's sister-in-law. She can crochet herself, but she's just learned to crochet and she's not up to making these sort of things. I seem to have a wearing that. Thought I'd missed a stitch there, but I hadn't. I'm doing the border around the bottom of the bag, you know, this bit here, where I'm just taking, when in crochet the V's there, I'm just crocheting one side of the V. That's how I make that edge round that separates the base from the I'll put that down for a minute anyway. Well, that's how what the base is looking like at the moment. It's come out a little bit bigger than mine actually. Yeah. To put mine on it and see. I've got knitting inside me. I think it's just slightly, you can't tell on there, like, I think it's just slightly bigger than the bottom on mine. I had 18, I crocheted 19 chain. I'm working on 18 because one's for turning, so maybe do another one, just do 16 next time. I think it'll depends on the wool as well. I'm using these 4 balls. I think that one, and that one, the green and the it's like a coral colour. They are Aldi's, a couple of Aldi's So Crafty balls, and that is what I have left over from the cardigan that I done. This is I've got the bowl in here, the band in there, I think. The Hayfield bonus, that one is. It is quite stiff, this blue. It's not like any of the other Hayfield bonus I've had. They've all been lovely and soft. This one was quite stiff to knit with. And I think, I don't have a label on this one, but I think this is the Peyton's Fab. So they're just odd balls that I have. I'll put that down for a minute, but I finished that's the blue cardigan with the Irish moss stitch and the cable on the front, and it's got 2 cables up the back and cable up the sleeve. This is the one I finished for Dagry. So I have to finish the other one I'm knitting and get them sent away with the red one that I did a little while ago. With that one, and that's how far I've got with the pink blanket. I've done that. These are done in blocks, as you can see where the garter stitches across there. They're done in blocks. They're 6 across and 5 going up. So that's the first one, and I've finished the second one, and I'm on to the third row of 6 blocks of footprints. So that's another 2 I'll have to do after that. And this one, I don't know what it is with these when you're making the bubbles. but the bubbles on this pattern are done on the wrong side, on the purl side, and I seem to be forever pushing them back through, because when you do them they come out on the wrong side and you have to push them through onto the other side, and every time I keep looking and I'm saying, oh, there's missing a one here and there, and they've went back through to the other side. I'm not that familiar with knitting those sort of things, bubbles. I haven't done that many of them. I've only done one or two things with them. But when I have done them, I've always done them on the right side. But this pattern seems to be done them on the wrong side, and I think they would have been much better doing them on the right side, because they would have stayed on the right side. I wouldn't have had to push them through. I don't know whether anyone else who's knitted this before has had any problem like that with it, but that's what I seem to be having trouble with them actually when I'm doing this, is the bubbles just seem to keep coming out on the wrong side. You know, when you do them, you have to, after you've done them, you just have to sort of push them forward so they come onto the right side, and then put your wool around and then knit your next stitch and keep them on that side, but they don't always stay on that side. But I'm following the pattern, so I find fault with every pattern. There's always something. I'll fold that down a little bit. That's just me. I can't help it. And that's what I have in here. What I'm getting done with the, I can't know where that wool all tangled up. I'm sure this wool here is only 4-ply. I've started. It's so fine to knit with, and I think it is coming out a little bit narrower. Well, that blue one is a lot bigger than it's supposed to be anyway. It was only supposed to be a 26, but it measures 28, so it could just be because this one's maybe is coming out the size it's supposed to. That's how far I've got with that. I'll be doing a little bit of that later on after, I haven't had my tea yet. It is after 5 o'clock now, but I've been out, had to go out to the post office because I had, well, it wasn't a parcel, but it was a, like a letter, but I had to make it quite wide, make it into a large letter, because it was a couple of pairs of knitting needles, my old knitting needles I was sending to one of my subscribers, and I had to put them in a square parcel like that, so I could put them diagonally so that they'd come up as a large letter, because if I put them in the way they were like that, they were longer than the large letter and they would have been classed as a parcel. So instead of paying £1 whatever it is for a second class stamp, I had a few second class stamps in my purse I keep for my knitting patterns and things like that, in case I have to do a thicker one. Not sure how much it was. Well, what are they now? About £1.40 something for a second class large letter. But anyway, if I had to keep them that size, I had to make them diagonal across this parcel and make it flat enough for to go through as a large letter. And I had a couple of orders supposed for my knitting pattern, so I thought I decided to walk over to the post office, and it was spitting on a little bit, and I took my umbrella with me. But you know, I couldn't put that umbrella up. The wind blew me all the way over there, and it was trying to stop me getting home, coming back, because it was against me on the way home. But anyway, I got them sorted and got the post office. But I have, on Wednesday afternoon, I won't be doing much knitting because I have a funeral to go to. My husband's oldest brother. My husband was one of 4 brothers, and there's only one of them left now, the youngest one, that, with my husband and 2 of the other brothers all passed on. So there used to be 8 of us all together, the 4 brothers and all us, the 4 wives. There's only 3 of us left now. We are all slowly disappearing. But Anyway, I have a little rant as well. You know, I had a phone call this morning from I'm with the 3 network for my phone. And I had a phone call from them this morning. Well, I used to be on pay-as-you-go one time, and all I used to do, I never used to spend much because I used my internet in my house. If I wanted broadband or anything, I was using the internet in the house, and so I have Sky internet broadband in the house. And if I went to anyone else's house, if they had the broadband, we just used theirs. So I didn't really need to have a contract or anything like that. So I just used to be pay as you go, and I used to pay £10 a month. That's all it used to be. As you renewed every month, that pay as you go. Well, they got on to me a little while ago because I was going to renew it, and suggesting that a monthly account may be better. And I was arguing with them. You see, I don't need a monthly account. When I looked on their account that I could have, there was a one for £10 a month. So I thought, oh well, that's okay. I'll just take that one then. But when I mentioned it to him, he said, oh, they had a better deal than that, a one for £6 a month. So I thought, oh well, that's even better. So I said, I took out that. I'm not sure whether it's for a year or 18 months, a contract for that anyway. And I've had a couple of calls from them since, you know, wanting to, you know, telling you they think it'd be better if you had a bigger contract thing and that with them, you know, and I keep saying I don't want a bigger contract. I'm quite happy with the one I've got. It does me for what I use. I get as many phone calls as I want, as many texts as I want, and I get 3 gigabyte of data for going on the internet and that. And anyway, they had a phone call from them this morning, and it's a young fella. You know, it's the call centres. It's an Indian call centre, so it was a young Indian lad like on the phone telling me, you know, these English name like. And he said, we have a good deal for you. And I says, yes. He says, you could have an iPhone, and it's only we only charge you £45 a month. I said, I don't want an iPhone. I've got my own phone. Oh, but this is the latest, you know, and much better. And it's only £45 a month. I don't want £45 a month. I'm quite happy with the phone I have. What kind of phone have you got? I says, I have a Samsung Galaxy. I'm not sure whether it's A52 or A53. Quite a recent one. Oh, but this is much better. The iPhone is much better. I says, yes, and it's £35 a month more than what I'm paying now for my own phone. And he's arguing and going on, and you know, and you're trying to tell him you don't want another contract. I'm happy with the one I've got. I don't need any more than the one I've got. And he's still, oh, but this is so, the iPhone is so much better. I says, why? Couldn't answer me. Because he asked what year mine was. I think I've only had it. I don't think I've had it 2 years actually. So it was going on, and he was going on and on and on. You know, trying to tell them you just don't want it. And I was going to put the phone down, and he was going on, and he started asking about my phone, and you get much more with the £45 a month. You'll get much more data than you have now. 3, I says, I don't want much more data. I says, I have Sky for my broadband. I can use that data as much as I want. He's still going on about the iPhone. I'll just say it when it's finished. You can stick your flaming iPhone up your arse. I am sticking with my Samsung, and I put the phone down. They don't give up, do they? You know, they might be able to talk some people into it, but they're not talk me into something I don't want. And I went past that. Busy talking I have went past doing the edge. I only wanted one edge. I went too far. It should have finished there. So I've got to pull it out down to there and do the ordinary. So anyway, I'm going to do some of this tonight. Now I'm going to finish as I'm going to get my tea, something for my tea, and then I'm going to do some of that lilac cardigan for Dagry and get that one finished. This one, when I have that little edge thing on there, the sides will turn up like that, and I'll start going round in circles there then. This is a little bit bigger than I was intending it to do, so I'm going to have to do a couple of stitches less on, because I do have another one to do for I think it was Carol that bought she's buying the bag off me that I started making a yarn bowl for, that turned into too wide, it turned into a bag. But she wants a yarn bowl as well, but she's buying the bag, but she also wants a yarn bowl, so I'll have another one of these to do after I finish this one. They don't take very long because they're not as long as the bag that only goes so far up. So anyway, that's my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.